This week on Rippin the Lip, we preview the DirtCar Nationals at Volusia, have a chat with G.R Smith, and of course, Racin Jason's notebook, right here on Rippin the Lip. And good evening, good afternoon, good morning for wherever you are watching or listening. Welcome to Rippin the Lip, episode number 3. Tonight, we'll talk about the DirtCar Nationals. Of course, G.R Smith on the show tonight. Our very first guest, guys. I'm excited. My name is Adam Thompson. I am the host and producer of Rippin the Lip. Joining me in the booth tonight, it's Racin Jason with the t-shirt addiction, the UPS man, Chadster himself, and of course, the man who is still jobless and decided that he didn't want to partake anymore. Oh, there he is. There. And so I'll repeat that. The man who's still jobless, still looking for a job. It's Slammy, who's in the house. So, guys, welcome in. It is another great week coming up here. We didn't have any racing this past week, because of Hunt the Front saying, we're not going to race. It's too cold to go racing. So we don't even get to talk about that. But we do have some good things coming up here in the next week. Actually, even this weekend, right, Jason?
Yeah. I just hope I don't freeze at the freeze.
The freeze at Screven this weekend. Slammy, you're always you've been a proponent beating the drum for the it's too early to race crowd.
Yeah, I mean, look at the problems we're already running into. It speaks for itself. I don't want to go to the races whenever it's 20. I don't want to go to the races when there's a wind chill is -7. But that's not good for the equipment, like we've talked about before. I don't like that stuff either. So no, we can move it back and we can still have it and we can still race and it'd be decent out.
Well, Chad, you and I are getting to deal with a little bit of a heat wave up here in the Midwest. It's kind of nice, a little bit of a nice little change of weather up in the Midwest right now.
Yes, we are. Today was a heat wave, probably 30 degrees. Tomorrow's going to be 40. So yep. We'll take it for first week of February.
It's going to be 70 here in the Mount Rushmore state. So talk about that.
I'll take 50 and sunny.
Yeah, really.
Well, we're going to get into the news, but all of that is going to be covered here in our next segment, because we're going to do this this next segment really early because of G.R Smith getting on here. So we want to give him as much time as possible. He'll be here in about 27 minutes. So, but ladies and gentlemen, it is our favorite segment every single week on Tuesdays. And of course, here on Wednesday nights, it's Racin Jason's notebook.
Well, I need a signature on one page. You what now? I just need a signature and you to rip one page out so I can have that. Oh my god! Oh my god! That'd be $5. Let's see, where y'all want to start? Let's start with some good news here. Trevor Hutchins and Misty Westerfield were promoters at Owensboro, Kentucky's Windy Hollow Speedway. Well, they become promoters to owners now. They have purchased Windy Hollow Speedway, and they've already got lined up Battle of Bluegrass, that new Slinging Dirt series, Northern All-Stars. So they've already got some doggone good super late model races already lined up. And Will said this is a dream of his since he was 7 years old. So, live your dream, brother. Dreams do come true.
Yeah,
I think that's.
I agree.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I agree.
That is good.
Yeah.
It means another track isn't going away.
I don't think we're oversaturated. I feel like we got enough drivers out there, and the sport is so popular. We're not oversaturated with series and stuff like that. It's good. I think series are a good thing for local guys to get into and be a part of.
just for the money aspect of it, and getting to travel different tracks like they go to and stuff like that. You get time at different places. I think it makes everybody better, and it's a fair advantage. Not everybody's good at every track, so it's cool. It's cool to see the series, more and more of them popping up and giving guys opportunities to go out there and showcase themselves.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I think I forgot to mention Hill. They got Hill Tour, Battle of the Bluegrass, Sling and Dirt. Northern All Stars. Bruh, I am jealous. We don't even have that down here.
Yeah, no, the big thing is that, it's going to be taken care of by some good owners, and it's a track that isn't going to go away now. When you get into these situations where a promoter is trying to save a racetrack, but the ownership at the time is not really doing too much, it's always good to hear that a promoter buys a racetrack and is going to take care of it. They're going to be good stewards for that racetrack.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, and props goes out to anybody that takes that leap and purchases any of these things and takes the time and the effort that it takes behind the scenes to get them out,
sir,
and the advertisement and everything. That's huge. We love that. We're losing too many tracks. I keep saying it. We're losing too many tracks. I want to go all 2026 without getting an announcement that this track's shutting down and we're losing this place. I want to go the whole year. 1 year.
Yeah, let's go with the slogan. Bring back our racetracks.
Yeah.
Yep. Hashtag support your local racetrack. That's
Absolutely.
our big thing around here.
Absolutely.
Postman say, go to a racetrack.
Go to a race.
Local racetrack.
Go to a race.
Go to a race.
We had one open up last year where I'm at, or within the area I'm at. So, and I'm glad that's
big
been
shout
back.
out to the Hurleys, going back to my kind of stomping grounds back in the High Valley area, opening up, taking advantage of the opportunities to get these tracks purchased and reopened. West Virginia Motor Speedway is going to be great. The reconfiguring, reconfiguring is what everybody said for years is what needed to happen. That's the first thing they did when they took that over. They knew, and they did the right thing, and it's going to be successful, just like everybody said it would be if it would happen. So props to them just for that. That's a lot of time and effort and money put into that to get that up and going. And look, we already got the Dirt Track World Championship coming back. We've only had one event, and we already got it coming back. We got the Hillbilly coming back. Times are great.
Can't be home country roads.
That's right.
Yep.
What do we got next here, Jason?
This is a feel-good story. The Eisenshank sisters did a charity event Saturday night. They were answering telephone calls at a children's hospital in Fargo, North Dakota. So I think that's awesome. Way to go, Eisenshank sisters.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Leela and Amelia. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And also, a big shout out to them because today is International Women's in Sports Day. And it's good to see some women in the late model world. So they get a big shout out from us and everything. So they ran great down there at Central Arizona. I've heard nothing but good things about those two and how nice they are and how friendly they are. A little fierce on the racetrack, but
hey,
that's what happens when you put on the helmet.
No, they they're very, women are competitive too.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Love it.
Nothing but mad respect and props to all the women out there that are out there kicking ass in sports. So
amen.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing wrong with a women driver either, because let's be honest, we got enough guys out there that drive these things like women are driving anyway. So hey, they're blending in. Just saying, some of them. What Brandon Overton
what do they say?
These don't deserve driver's license, man.
Some women have bigger cahoonies than some of the male drivers, right?
Yeah, man, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, maybe a little, maybe them nails getting done. Have a little finesse at the wheel, looking good whenever you're across the finish line in the slick.
Hey, if you're winning and kicking ass, right? There you go.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
What else?
Get a wedding dress made. Look on her fire suit. That way, when she gets out, she said, "Hey, I'm married to Victory Lane. I'm committed.
That's right.
Relationship to Victory Lane.
Winning.
She gets out. Give us one of these. None of the.
Yeah.
If someone does that, I will pay the money to sponsor that car for the rest of the season.
Hey, what was it? Turbo's got the one dressed up looks like he's an inmate. That's
true.
It's awesome.
They're already calling for it. Arrest that man. Nope.
That so fits him. That so fits him.
Well, we started off with a couple good feel good stuff. Do we have any more feel good, or are we going to be getting into the dirty business here?
How about Derek Lemke, who is he married to Natalie Decker, or are they just boyfriend girlfriend? I don't know.
I don't know.
Natalie Decker is,
I don't
but,
know. They got a kid together. I do know that.
Yeah. So I mean, just to fill you in, Natalie Decker was a former NASCAR truck craftsman driver.
all right.
Did not go well. Let's just say that much.
Gotcha.
Bristol.
Danica Patrick them and got out.
You know what I think of if you're gonna stay on the brief subject of NASCAR driver or in the asphalt real quick, you know what I think is a badass chick to drive asphalt? Haley Deegan.
I hear mixed reviews on her though. I don't pay attention to it enough. I mean, I think it's cool. We got more women going out there and trying it, but like sometimes it's either she's pretty good for a girl, or it's like she sucks. Get her out of here. I don't know what to believe here.
But I mean, being in the dirt, the motocross world. I mean, in all the freestyle motocross. I mean, Brian Deegan, he was a badass. So I mean, there's that.
Yeah,
I think she's more daring than the old man.
I mean, she's filled a lot of seats already. I feel like she's definitely got the experience under her belt at the very least.
Didn't they test drive a late model at one point? Right? Wasn't it not too long ago?
I thought it was either that or modified.
No, it was a late model. I thought it was him and then the daughter. I think it was him and the daughter. I think they both did, right? I have to dig up some footage.
That's what we need. Maybe we need to get an experienced seasoned driver in a late model and see what happens, instead of trying to start these girls out young and growing into them, where I feel like it takes a little bit more time, where she's already got experience other places. She's gonna know what to expect in a race car, where the girls just I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I mean, bringing somebody and putting something else on their plate that they've never done before, it might even make her better all around.
I wasn't sure if it was her and her dad, or it was just him or just her, but they test drove a late model on one of the southern tracks, and they're like, man, get the hang of that, but it's pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Carolina Speedway, by the way. Well, anyway, Derek Lemke, Natalie Decker's hubby, boyfriend, whatever, he's getting fitted for a brand new Longhorn he just purchased.
All right.
Former truck driver, if y'all NASCAR truck driver, if y'all didn't.
Yeah.
And the Smart Mod, the NASCAR Modified, the Wheeler Modified series.
So okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, you mean Crash Fest?
Depends on where you go.
Yeah.
I'm right there, Jason. I'm right on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Smart Modifieds, at least, are pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, the other ones. And that's really about it. That's all I got this week.
Uh-oh. That's all you got in the notebook?
I'm sorry?
That's all you got in the notebook? We had an entire week.
Well, I got Need More, but it's Wednesday. Everybody knows who won Need More. Brandon Overton, 17 cars showed up. They canceled the rest of the weekend because of cold weather.
Yeah.
The track looked pretty rough there in that one event there. I mean, it was that Thursday night, Friday night, like that was
Friday night.
Yeah,
they canceled Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, but
No,
you know what?
Saturday,
there's a
Monday, and
little
Tuesday.
bit of clips that I did see from that. Didn't watch it all the way through, but it looked pretty treacherous out there. Come feature time.
So I just looked it up on YouTube here on the tablet, and it was Haley Deegan. She test drove a super late model.
Well, what happened to that?
Well, I'll send you the footage. I'm not going to do it now.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe deck out the practice session is a good idea.
Well, we had some pretty big news yesterday, guys. Coltman Farms and Donald McIntosh split. Gone. 3 races into the year, and those guys are done. Yeah. And within 24 hours of that news coming out, not even 24 hours, it was like, what, 6 hours? They announced a new driver.
Within 4 hours, Jason? No way.
Jason, who had the inside scoop on this one, and pretty much predicted it on X. Who do we got in the Coltman Farms team, hopefully for the rest of the year?
Sam Seawright, which will be a good fit for him, I believe. Yeah. Now, I don't know if they'll go on tour. I have not been told this. I did not get told this. When I was told last night about it, Man, I mean, it was. I tell you this. When I was told last night, Seawright was on his way to go get the hauler to go to Coltman's farm, the Coltman's farm down there in Georgia. So yeah, that's how soon I got the news.
Wow.
But I do not know if they're going to go to do a series or not. I was not told that.
Mhm.
And I do not know if they're gonna run Longhorn or they're gonna run his Mach X chassis. I was
Mach
not told
10.
that either. So when I get news, let me tell everybody this. When I get news, man, don't ask me what chassis they're running with. I don't know, bro. This news just broke, bro.
Yeah. And a lot of times,
It ain't been 10 minutes.
A lot of
It
times,
ain't
Yeah,
been
but Jason-
10 minutes.
it's.
You're supposed to know it no matter what.
I do feel like we've put in quite the expectation on him sometimes, and it's not news like that's not real easy. That's a big thing. I'm kind of over it at this point with the whole like what chassis they're running. They're gonna run. Oh, I bet they're gonna run Warriors. You know, I don't. They don't even know. The team don't even know. They don't
Yeah,
know.
whatever they run,
we
they
gotta
run.
get our ducks in a row and figure out what we
Right.
got first.
Yeah, whatever they run, they run. You know,
Yeah,
so.
we're asking a question. He ain't even made it to the shop yet. He hasn't even gotten done. They haven't gone through payroll, not with him yet. I mean,
It just blow. It just blow. Next thing you're gonna ask Slammy, what shocks they running? I mean, bro.
hey,
We're-
it's hard to tell without knowing, man. It's hard to tell without knowing.
It's like asking Adam Scheffner what cleats or what contract is in the
Yeah.
NFL, an insider for the NFL.
Yeah.
What is he going to get extended on this contract? No, come on, guys. Like,
How are we supposed to know? We're fans
Yeah.
that they don't get. We're fans just like you. I'm watching it and finding out the same way you are. I'm getting on social media. I'm watching Flow. I'm watching Dirt Video. I know the same stuff you know. Why James Essex say that he's from Georgia? No, he's from North Carolina. I don't know. I ain't the one to fill the paper out.
Yeah, ask James. Why you asking me?
And I'm not
Yeah.
even saying I'm not even getting questions like this. Sometimes here and there, yeah, sure, but I'm not even. I know from being around him enough and everything, and the way people comment on our stuff. But I don't know. I just told you 5 minutes ago what's going on. If I'd have known more, I'd have said it. You know what I mean?
It blows my mind, man.
They run 10 pounds on the right rear.
Well, that's what you get for being on the internet, Jason.
Sure.
I mean, that's really it. You're on the internet. You're gonna get asked these questions all the time. Like, it's just how it goes. It's just how it is. Well, I do want to update some guys here because probably a guy that we have enjoyed watching over the last few years, Carson Ferguson, who is in the Rams race for the seat, trying to compete to be in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series this upcoming season with colleague. He's tied for second in points now.
Yeah, he's climbing.
He's got a good shot.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the cameras aren't paying attention to him too much. They're the only time he got some serious airtime was on this recent episode where they were doing the fitness challenge, and he won the fitness challenge. So that was a big time. I mean, some of these dirt guys, they're starting to really show up, and he's the only dirt guy on the show. So
they don't have any sprint car guys on there?
No.
Really? Wow.
They have a bunch of asphalt late models and super late model guys, and modified guys.
Modified guy, man.
Yeah, they got a bunch of those guys, but he is the only guy from the dirt world that is competing for that seat. And to be honest, I think he's got a chance.
I think so too.
I haven't
been in
into
that
it yet. I gotta watch it.
Yeah, he's been in the way they split up the drivers into three groups: the fastest, medium speed, not super fast guys, and then the slow guys. He has not dropped from that fastest group at all. He's been up there the entire time. And he looks
what are they trying
really
to say?
good.
The dirt drivers got better skill?
Well, he's beaten some of the big guys. I mean, he was leading a road course race.
Look, I said this was at the end of last year. How many, or was it the year before? How many of the top 5 in NASCAR points at the end of the year were dirt guys?
Yeah.
3 of the top 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy that won, that's driving for Michael Jordan now, late model guy, 15 years old. with the Lucas Oil late model series, and did pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
He did pretty good.
Well,
She forgot about that. I was young then, and I still remember that.
Oh, I got one more note.
Hit
go
it.
ahead.
It's not super late model related. That's why I say this for last. It's not super late model related. Felix Roy, a Raw, from North, big block modified driver, lost everything in another shop fire.
What's going on with the shop fires? That's a very
Yeah.
unfortunate deal.
Is there something we need to put awareness out about, or I mean,
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It sucks. You don't want to see it with anything.
Yeah.
yeah, really.
Yeah.
And it sounds like his racing plans are pretty much they're done for the year. So they're gonna try and get something together to try and race a few times. But yeah, no, that fire destroyed it. You know, got to be careful. And here's the thing about that: they did lose somebody in that fire. Life was lost because one of their guys who works for them was working in the shop and he was burned up in the fire. So
I forgot about that.
Wow.
yeah. So thoughts and prayers to those guys. That's tough.
That's something you don't ever see, because I know a lot of teams out there, especially the family run teams. There's a lot of stuff in there it's not even racing related to. I mean, there's 4-wheelers in there. There's cars and stuff like that they have in there, and other stuff that's personal to them or whatever. It's not has nothing to do with racing too. So losing anything is tough. Don't want to see it.
Well, guys, our guest is here.
All right.
G.R Smith is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and bring him on at this time. GR, can you hear us?
How you doing, guys?
Hey, thank you so much. It is an honor and a privilege to have you on our show as our very first guest. So thank you very much for taking the time out of your very, very busy schedule to be here with us.
Yeah, no problem. You guys have a great show. I've been listening to it on the on the X, and that's entertaining. So thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Well,
Wow.
I'm going to hand it over to Jason here because I know Jason will have some good questions here for you, and hopefully you can give us some really good insight.
Oh, thanks, Adam. GR, what's going on, bro?
How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How you doing, bud?
Trying to stay warm. It's pretty cold in North Carolina.
And dry, right? And dry?
Yeah. We haven't had snow like that in what they say over 10 years, and we're sure catching up for lost time.
You got that right. GR, I just want to go in depth here. A lot of people didn't know that you ran big block modifieds from where you were in New Jersey, where you're from. Tell me about the transition when you moved down south. I never forget the conversation we had at the first Colossal, and we sat there and talked everything. I said, man, why did you move down south to run late models? And you said, what'd you say? That's where the money is. So
Yeah.
tell me, G, I want to know from when you raced, say, when you won like 9 in a row at I-20 Speedway and everything, how has the car changed since the early 2000s to now?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. It's got to where you can drive them harder, and actually, I think that if I was 20 years old when I was then, these cars would even fit my style even better. For how I drove back then, you can drive them hard now, and they're just so good. I mean, the parts, the manufacturers, the companies. If you used to drive them like that back in the day, you would wear your tires out or break, or break J bars or anything like that. Now you can really go out there and pretty much run 40-50 qualifying laps if you want to, and the harder you drive them, the more that they like it. Just the sport's come so far in technology in that time. As much as it came in the 20 years prior, it's probably even doubled in the last 20 with technology, and they're really. I got back in one at Charlotte, and I haven't raced in a long time, and we were competitive there. We stripped the spud off the power steering rack, but I mean, off the power steering pump rather, and but we would have been right there in a qualified spot. They're fun to drive. I mean, they've come a long way.
Wow. Will we see you behind the wheel more in 26?
I don't know. My son wants me to. He doesn't. He's getting to the age now that he doesn't. He wants to. He sees the pictures and the trophies and all that stuff here. So he's never really got to see me other than a couple times. So we have another car there in the shop, and I think actually it's the car that Drake ran in Arizona. It was just we just brought it to Arizona so it wouldn't be out of our regular stable of cars, and it was the car that I actually ran at Charlotte. So we have one sitting there. I would like to come back and run some of these races in the Carolinas. I'm big on trying to get super late model racing back going in the Carolinas. I think back in the day when I first met you, regional racing was huge. Everybody asked me why we never went national racing because regional racing was that. I mean, you could line up on a Saturday night against Chris Madden, Mike Duvall, Scott Bloomquist, Jimmy Owens. Regional racing was where it was at in North, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia. So I'd like to see it come back a little bit. So if I can help and be a car. I know they're struggling for cars and to get facilities. But if we can come back and race, that's my goal. I'd like to come back on a select basis throughout the Carolinas.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. I'll go to a 5,000 class show and see G.R. Smith. Hello. Man, is this 2025 or 2015?
This
Yeah, we're it's not neither. I haven't raced in a long time. That's the biggest thing. But we're excited. I mean, we have a really good. I told the guys before. I don't want to take anything away from their effort. I mean, we could go down and do some speed week stuff, but they actually have 3 cars down there with them now, and a support trailer. So it would just be too much. I mean, Drake's the one that actually talked me into doing Charlotte. He wanted me to do it and have some fun. We go to a lot. I think like Drake's got 150 late model, super late model races scheduled for this year. So he'll race more than anybody by far in the country. So it makes it it makes it crazy to try and do something else. But we'll get as soon as they get done speed weeks, we'll get back up here. I'd like the first one I'd like to make is if they have it. I definitely want to hit Friendship. That's about right down the road from us. I'd like to go there. Well, if that's if everything goes good, if we don't lose any motors or cars. I mean, but if we have one and his stable of cars are ready, I mean that's kind of our extra car, our preseason car. So if we can go have some fun in that, that's what we'll try and do.
Awesome. Um, y'all want to take the floor? Y'all want to ask for GR question?
So, GR, you just said 150 races scheduled. Just from a car ownership standpoint, how do you manage having that many races on the calendar?
It's you gotta love it, right? I mean, I get a rap like as far as like most people don't know me. Like they don't know me personally. They don't know who I am. They get to see what you've done. I've been in the sport like 20 years. Most of even the people now never even see me win or win a race. I mean, they don't. Jason there knows. I mean, when we came down, we back in the early 2000s and the mid 2000s, we used to race all the time, and we were pretty good there. My family, my dad got sick, so I had to stop racing. And that really kind of took my plans from racing full time, and just changed. Life changed, priorities changed, but we love racing. We're a racing family. I mean, the one thing we're not afraid to do, it takes a great group of guys. I think with Drake, we have a great group of guys. He's a good guy, really talented driver coming up, and we sat down and set goals to we want to be on a national championship type of level, and the only way you're going to get that is by racing. So most back when we used to do it, 60 races was a big season, right? You'd race 60 races.
Yeah.
Now if we can double or triple that up, then we're basically looking at we're getting 3 seasons. And last year was his rookie year. We knew going into it, a national championship was probably what Bobby and Nick and Ryan and those guys was off into the horizon. But for most of the year, he ran fourth in points, and we had a little bit of a spell towards the August, and then we got back on it and ended up finishing sixth. So the only way to get there is to shorten the learning curve. So you got to go out there and race, and you got to go out there and all different types of dirt, from North Dakota to Florida to Talladega to Pennsylvania. You got to be willing to get on different type of dirt if you want to get there. So we're fully committed to doing that. There's nothing, that we want to do more. That's the next step in where we want to get to as a team. We've had drivers in here. Jonathan Davenport with the World 100. Madden, there's a trophy over here from the World Finals. I mean, we got what's it over here? We got the Hillbilly. There's a bunch of crown jewel stuff, but the next step for our race team is we want to go after and chase national championships, and to get Drake on that level, racing is what we have to do.
Any Illinois tracks?
Oh yeah, we race Illinois. I think that's like we joke with Drake. We go out there, and I think last year they spent a month out there. We'll go out there and for a big stretch. I think this year they'll go out and they'll be out there for like a month and a half. It was funny you're asking me how many races. I was talking to Drake. Those boys left. You want to talk about dedication? Those boys left right after New Year's. I want to say they pulled out of the shop here January 3rd or 4th, and they haven't been home. They'll probably get to come home right around Easter, and then they'll go right back out to Illinois.
Wow. What
Wow.
can you give us hints or give any tracks you're going to be at?
Myself
Illinois?
or Drake? Oh yeah, so we'll race them. So we'll race all the Flow Night in America races. We'll race all pretty much the whole Flow Night in America schedule. Any World of Outlaw races that are out in that area. We'll go to. I think the first time we'll go out, we'll go to Farmer City.
Nice.
And we'll go from there. We'll do Fairbury. We'll do all the big ones. I mean, obviously we're going to run the full Outlaw deal, and then we're gonna skip in any of the Lucas races when it's available, and then that's what we were talking about. We just got off the phone today. I was talking to him. They're stir crazy right now because they've left, and since Volusia they haven't been able to really. I mean, they're soaking up the Florida sun, trying to stay warm, but
Yeah.
they're going crazy right now. He would race a golf cart right now if he could. So I think they were like they went bowling, they played pool. I think they've done everything. They went everywhere they could possibly go to eat. They said it's time to race. I think they were racing shopping carts around Walmart the other night just because they were bored. So they'll do anything.
Yeah.
They'll do anything to race right now, and
Great.
it takes a good group of guys. And it took me a while to find that right balance to what we need, what we needed that worked for us. And as much as I want to race and have a driver that wants to race that much, it means a good deal. I think like last night they called me and they said, "Hey, we just came over here to stop on the way back." They went down to Hendry County. They stayed down there because it was warmer, and then they were going back up to Screven, and they had to go by Volusia, so they stopped there. And Drake jumped in a modified just for last night, just to, just to get that itch, because those guys, like I said, he would race 365 days a year if he could.
Awesome.
Well,
Awesome.
thank you for showing Illinois love. I appreciate it because that's
Oh, yeah.
frustrated out of Illinois right now.
Listen. I love Illinois. So my boy's 6. When he gets old enough to race, we're gonna spend our summers out in Illinois racing. I think that getting on that type of dirt, and how it goes from cushion and tractioned up to ice slick and momentum, and the different types of styles of tracks that you have, from Fairbury to Spoon River to to Farmer City, and Lincoln and all those
LaSalle.
hotbed. Yeah, LaSalle's another good place. There's Tri-City. There's so many good ones out there. You could Peoria's right there. I mean,
Oh yeah.
there's so many good places. I know I'm missing a bunch, but I've got to go out there the last couple of years, and I was like, man, well, I wish I would have came out here earlier in my career, but like I said, we just never got out there because back then the racing hotbed was, like you couldn't beat the Carolinas back then, and and there was some heavy hitting talent that came through here. I mean, it's good to see Modoc come back, right? I mean, Jason knows, like, not a lot of people know, but Modoc and I-20, Fayetteville, Dublin, that was my, like, it was hard to leave to go race anywhere because I knew any given night I could go in and get, 4 or 5 grand, and not even have to go, we could race that Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday, a Thursday night, and I wouldn't have to go but an hour to 2 hours from my house. So it was hard to give that up back then. And I'd like to see super late model. Every time I see tracks going away, there's more. It seems like there's more tracks, really good tracks in South and North Carolina that are going away. I mean, most people won't know this. You guys on here, other than Jason, know that I-20 was probably the best racetrack in the South. I mean, that place raced awesome, and it's been gone for a while now, and the only thing I could compare it to was I won a lot of races at 311, and people ask me why did you adapt well to 311? And if Jason, he's probably been to both of them. They were pretty similar in their styles and how you had to drive them. But yeah, great place. Got to drive for Mr. Jack Thurett there, and so it was a really good deal. I like going to the I-20 Modoc, and those places were really good.
I just want to give everybody a sense of how good you were, Gr, back in the day. You beat guys like Jack Pennington, Buck Simmons, Chris Madden, like you said, Jeremy Clements. I mean, you have beaten some of the best there was down here in the Carolinas in the mid 2000s. I just want to let everybody know that they don't. Your talent really was under the radar, Gr. How good you really were.
Yeah, there's some guys on there, Rambo and Ricky Weeks and Petey Ivy, and there's some really good guys that were, and you mentioned a couple of those other ones too. I mean, the racing was really good, and yeah, it was before the internet stage. It was before most people know or just think of me like saw me at the tail end. But that's okay. I mean, they just think a car owner or something, but it's fine. We had a lot of fun doing what we did, listen, if I lose about 20 pounds, I still think I could come back and drive, right? So I'm about 20 pounds, probably heavier than I need to be to. I told the guys that, like, I could go good for 8 laps. I mean, but I need a caution right around lap 9. So, um,
Not
so
because you got a
Hey, we're
flat, as
not
you
running
need a
heat
caution
races, Gr.
break.
I need you for 50. We're not running heat races.
yeah, listen, we went to if you go back and I looked at it, we had a World 100 heat race at Charlotte, and I was pumped up all day. I was like, listen, I'm going to get up here. I have Ricky Thornton, I have Madden, I have Davenport, I have McCready, and hell, we got up there. I passed Ricky Thornton. He pushed, and I got by him, and we were racing. I was ready. Like, I was like, it was like lap 3, and I was like, okay, I need a caution. I need a caution to get my breath back. So, Charlotte, I can't hold my breath for 8 laps. I tried. So I'm not gonna lie. Drake made fun of me. He said, "Man, you were fast." He's like, you got tired." I was like, "Yeah, I did." So he knows. He knows. I was like, "Yeah, I was whooped." But people don't realize. I mean, these guys that do it, they're athletes. I mean, you gotta work out. It's like I explained it to. It's not just out there on I-95 going 80 mile an hour, 100 mile an hour. wrestling a bull for whether it's an 18-second or 20-second lap, you're up there, on it, right? So definitely, once you get into a rhythm, it slows down just like anything else working out. But when you haven't, I don't think anybody really forgets. I just think that their body needs to react to the speed everything's going to, right? So once you get that, but we had listen, it was fun. I enjoy being a part of the sport. I enjoy giving back, and I get a lot of self, how I use the right word, but appreciation to see these guys of mine be able to chase their dream. Give a guy like Drake an opportunity to go out there and race as much as he wants to race, and we enjoy it. And we're just, like I said, we're just racers. But we all, sometimes we don't see eye to eye, but at the end of the day, we're all family, and we could have been mad, but if a guy has a flat tire on the side of the road, we'll help him out. And 9 out of 10 times we're laughing and joking about it by the next day. I think people on the media make a bigger deal out of racing issues than even a lot of the guys do, because most of them forget about it the next day.
So, can you give us a preview for next week? The DirtCar Nationals at Volusia should be a good track. It was great last week, but what are you kind of looking forward to now that it's had a lot of cars run on it over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I mean, you guys saw just a glimpse. That Saturday night 50 lapper was probably the best race I've seen in Volusia in a long time. I was talking to Francis today. I think they need to let them race a little bit more. I thought the 35 lappers were too short. I
Mm.
thought, I mean, I'm a car owner saying that, but I think at the end of the day, I do this because I enjoy it, right? And I'm a fan just like you guys are. When we're not racing, I'm a fan, and I want to see a good product, because if a good product puts people in the seats and puts people on the internet, and you have to find that balance right there, and so I think it's going to put on. It already has. I think with these races, the World of Outlaw races being a little bit longer, I mean, I think that clay, it's kind of like it's got traction spots. It doesn't. So you can go from Mach 1 to hit ice and can't steer. But
Mm.
that's what makes racing good, right? I mean, East Bay was kind of like that. It's kind of like a jumbo East Bay is what I compared it to. All tech's like that. You could be going down there and hit ice and away you go. I think all tech's a little bit more treacherous because how fast you're going into turn one, and that turn two fence right there can come up quick. It gets the best drivers all the time. But Volusia's wide enough, and it starts out fast and it can transition. I think it's they finally hit on it, right? So I think it went from being one of those places the last couple of years where people were like, "Well, it's a race, so we'll turn it on," to now it's turned into
Jeez.
the facility that you don't want to miss at Speed Weeks. And I don't think that, like, I think it's been about 10, 15 years before anybody's like, at least 10 years before people have said, man, we can't miss a race at Volusia, right? So I think you're in for some exciting racing. Definitely, check it out on Dirt Vision. Everybody check it out. I think you're going to see a really good product.
For sure.
Amen.
Volusia's always
Amen.
been a beautiful track. Now you're adding in more of a racy track. That's definitely one heck of a facility, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you had guys. I mean, before it was a track position racetrack, right? For the last 7, 8. I say maybe even 10 years, but at least the last 7, 8 years, it's turned into an arrow, and that just goes to show you that Volusia is one of the fastest places we go to. We're breaking track records right on the verge in qualifying. I can give you a point of view, and I've been saying this. It's not aero, guys. It's not bodies. It's putting the right tires and track prep on the racetrack. And what I mean by that is everybody's like, well, let's go back to the bodies in the 80s. Like that you don't want to do that. Like the cars are great. They're manufactured, they're engineered, they put on some really, if you go back and look at the races and look at the races now, there's some been race of the years right just recently, but when you get them on the right facility and it's prepped right and it's worked right, that you're talking about a half-mile track, and nobody was talking about aero last week or last time they were at Volusia. They were slipping and sliding and grabbing moisture and going because the facility was prepped and manicured right, and it just showed you how good. And those guys are driving as hard as they can. Trust me, they're driving as hard trying to hit that deal, but it brought some of your older guys, and I like to say it because like McCready. I mean, he started right there. I think it was 10th and drove to the lead. Right. I mean,
Yeah.
you have guys. I mean, Bobby Pierce, as good as he's been, he struggled or didn't capitalize. So what I'm saying is he'll get it figured out. He might go down there and win three or four next time, but it took some guys. It took some of your guys, your elder statesmen guys that when it was Mach 1, took them out and made them the skill and finesse. I mean, Chris Madden was back to being Chris Madden. I mean, and why? Because the track was a Chris Madden type racetrack. I mean, when track was a Tim McCready type racetrack. I mean, those guys, it was a great mix because you had guys all over the place. So
Yeah,
listen, I'm excited.
throw in Shepard and even Herb Jr. They had some pretty good nights.
Exactly. You had your guys that want to race up by the wall. You had your guys that like to race right around the hub, and it made them both equal. I mean, that's when you have a really good prep facility when you could have, let's say, some guys in their mid 50s to 60s racing around the hub, and your guys in their early 20s bouncing off the wall. I mean, and still battling for the lead. I mean, to me, like I said, it didn't get any better than that. I think it's just now guys are knowing what they have there, and I think it's gonna attract more. Like, I mean, you saw guys like Davenport. Well, he was like, man, that racing was pretty good. I mean, yeah, I think you're just gonna see more guys. I know Devin. I looked at some of the comments, Devin and Albert. So there's just going to be more guys here this time, which is even going to make it better, right? So I think that you're really into for some really really good racing, kind of like how East Bay was at the end when everybody was slipping and sliding. You could go from on a restart and restart. You could be running second, and you could be back there running 12th in a couple laps. It's kind of what Volusia's turning into with this facility.
Wow.
We'll get to see
Wow.
Drake in victory lane then, maybe, huh?
Yeah, listen. Now we hope for that every night. We had the qualifying program down. I think he qualified on the front row every night of a heat race. We struggled in the heat races, and then he got it. He got it right in the feature. But like I said, it was just way different than what we expected to where we were last year. It took us the last night he started 12th, I think it was, and drove up he was battling for fourth and ended up fifth right there. So it takes a totally different deal than it took this time last year, right? So it threw everybody a curveball. Tire combinations are way different. It's not abrasive anymore. You're going fast, but it takes care of the tires really well. I mean, it's like I said, I can't. From what it was, and I've always been a fan of Volusia because it's got the atmosphere, it's got the beach, it's got the Daytona 500, it's got everything that you want. It just for a little bit of a lull period, it didn't have the racing where you thought it would be, and I'm just super stoked because everybody was like, "Oh, it's Arrow. You can't do it anymore in the Arrow," and that just proved that that you can go out there and have three wide battles on half-mile racetracks.
Yeah, but then how much does Aero play an effect? If someone's going to come from 10th and they win, did Aero really play an effect, or are they just hammering down and getting to the front?
Well, Arrow plays effect when it's Mach 1, and don't get me wrong, Arrow still plays. You could still slide across a guy's nose and take his air away and do that. You can there are certain things you can do with air, but it's not dependent. Like what I'm trying to say is like last year, guys weren't even making contact, and guys were arguing over space on the racetrack because it was so fast and it didn't slow down that you can it's just like being in a wake, right? And you could take the guy's air and just manipulate where you wanted him to end up, right? So now that's with the track slow down and being like a slip and slide, but having traction spots in some points. Is it still there? Yes, but it's no more magnified than it is at any other racetrack that we go to in the country now. It's kind of taken that when you have the racetrack that good and you can go, there's guys, like I said, guys were coming from like 16th to like 5th before the one night Cody Overton. I watched him. He was in the B main and like 8 laps into the feature, he was running 6th. So it's just finding the line. And when you hit it right, you could lose a bunch or do that. So is aero still a important factor in all racing? Yes, but the better that you can get the racing surface, the really good guys are going to sit there and separate themselves. And I think that right now, dirt late model racing has the most balanced fields as far as driving talent
Oh,
that I've ever seen. And I'm not saying there wasn't great guys, but I'm saying from 1 through 50 in that pit area, the guys that don't make it that night, if they have a couple things go their way, they can be up there battling in the top 5, 6, 7 the next night, right? So there's a good balance of Lucas guys. There's strong fields, and like I said, we're just excited to get back.
Amen. Amen.
Well, GR, thank you so much for your time here and giving us some insight about not only you, your race team. We wish Drake all the best this season. We love watching him race. I would say most of us on the show have on Tuesday nights always like to root for him. So thank you so much for joining us here and
thank you.
giving us your wisdom.
Yeah, I told Jason there I follow the show. I followed it when it was on the X deal, and glad you guys made it over here to Facebook for us older people here. It's kind of Facebook's the older people, but anytime I watch it, follow it. Like if you ever want, it's nice to come on and give you guys our opinion from the side. If you ever have any questions, it's pretty cool to do. But thank you guys for having me on. We look forward to it. Jason, hopefully I see you around the Southeast this year, and I'll see all you guys at the racetrack. Thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you.
GR, I just want to say, GR, thank you. I value our friendship, buddy, and I thank you, man. I do.
Yeah, we go way back. I remember what was it, 2005, 2006. First time I met you there, we came back in. And it was good. Those everybody says their era was the good old days, but I think I call it the good old days, but the racing's probably even better today. People just don't realize we get to watch it now. The streaming, everything, you guys could do that.
Yeah.
We didn't have that, so I think the racing in parts of the country were good. The whole country's now getting to see what Georgia racing's like, what North Carolina racing's like. So yeah, it's cool. You guys do a great job on the show. Thanks for having us, and root us on this year. Thank you guys.
Thank you. We will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, 22.
See you guys, buddy.
Thanks, GR.
Sir.
Thank you.
What a great
How
chat
awesome
that
was
was.
How awesome was that?
That was
That's
so
kinda
good.
insight we're looking for.
A legendary car owner and a race car driver. Drake Troutman's in a great situation there, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
So
Somebody lets you race
awesome.
that many times and pay for it, man. Props to him.
150 races. I can't wait to see that. I will say last year I was going, hey, there's something with that kid. So, but no, big thanks to GR there. So, well, boys, it is unfortunately time to wrap up this edition of Rippin the Lip. We got DirtCar Nationals next week in our show. We'll talk a little bit more, even though it starts next Wednesday.
Yes, we will.
Yep.
Jason, there you go.
I might give you a recap from Screven.
Screven, yes. The
Screven
freeze at Screven. So
The freeze.
hopefully you don't freeze at the freeze.
Yeah,
It's
really.
chilly. It's
Right.
gonna be chilly.
Take some coffee. You'll be all right.
Hey, the days are getting longer and summer is coming.
Yes.
Coffee. Drink no coffee.
Well,
Warm you up.
yeah. Jason, thank you. Chad,
He needs a
thank you
Busch
very
Light.
much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Slammy, thank you. And
There you go.
all of you watching, listening, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, hit that like button. Also, head over to Spotify, hit the follow button, listen to it there as well. Because if you're on the road, what a great way to kind of help out your travels than to listen to us here on Rippin the Lip. So, Racin Jason,
Take us out.
take us out.
Tomorrow is Thursday. Just get ready for this good weekend. We got some good week. We got a good weekend of racing coming up. Got a good week of racing next week. So everybody get strapped in, get prepared. Come on. Y'all be good. Later.
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 Later.